Real taxi horror. For context, I am a 16Y female and live in the big capital of a country that is recovering from a violent history and which is still very dangerous. I am mixed, and since I moved here have been called exotic more than I had liked to say. This is important to the story. Note: please excuse my English as it is not my first language. This happened about a year and a half ago when me and my family had just moved here from my very peaceful and rural hometown. I was finishing my day at school late, 6 p.m.-ish, and rain was pouring, so I ran to the public bus station, which was 4 blocks away from my school. When I got there I was soaked, there were no people around, and there were no buses coming soon. I then got the great idea to just make signs at the next cab, so they had take me home, something no one should do in this city, as it is highly recommended to call a cab service and never get on one on the streets, as it is very dangerous, as they usually commit many crimes and the criminal is almost never caught. Every cab that passed was full until one stopped in front of me, and I got on. From the moment I stepped foot on that cab, I had a terrible gut feeling, and when I looked at the driver I felt even less safe. His eyes were red, and his grin as I got on gave me an overall bad feeling. I told him where I was going without stating my full address, and he started driving while stating that he loved colored women and that I looked exotic. This was all he said for almost the whole ride. For next 20 minutes he stared at me in the mirror and turned around to look at my body every 2 minutes or so. He did not mind getting caught. I was obviously uncomfortable, but decided to ignore it because I really just wanted to go home and take a warm shower. Now, to get to my house from the street we were on, he had to turn right on X Street, but when he stopped in front of it at a red light, he turned around, looked at me and made the most terrifying smile that still haunts me to this day before going the complete opposite direction of my house and going much faster than was allowed. While he drove he still had the smile and was looking more at me than at the road. I started telling him he was going the wrong way and to please slow down, but he just kept smiling and staring. I kept on trying to stay calm and convince him to let me down, as all the doors were locked for the next kilometers. I started panicking more and more and raising my voice to the point of screaming at him as loudly as I could, as we were entering a very bad and dangerous neighborhood my parents had warned me about. I started crying as I screamed, and he was seemingly getting stressed by me, so I kept going until he stopped the car, shouted at me and grabbed my wrist to make me look at him. He told me to get the fuck off and pay him an excessive amount of money, which I did because I was too scared to speak at that point. It was dark now, and I was in a really bad neighborhood, so I started walking away really fast in the direction of my house. When I heard him scream at me, "Wait, come back here," and at that point my mind went blank, and the only thing I remember was running as fast as I could, and then being home crying in the shower. Since then I have refused to take street cabs and always call taxis or use Uber. I still think often about what would have happened if I had not kept trying to stress him out, or if he had caught up to me once I got off. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button to support my work. And as always, enjoy the fear, my dear.